Hello guys, NautoAce here, and it's May the 4th, so that means is May the 4th be with you, or May the 4th be with you. It's Star Wars Day. I think that's when the first Star Wars came, the very original one, Episode 4, A New Hope. So I am a Star Wars fan, but not that uber. So am I going to be talking about Star Wars in this video? Not so much, but it kind of work in this situation. And that is really, I want to give my impression of Disney Infinity 3.0. So I kind of did talk about Disney Infinity before in the past with 2.0, and I kind of see some of the problem why it was discontinued. It couldn't compete with Skylander to some extent. Heck, could it even compete against Nintendo? Granted, Nintendo are being, what's the word I'm looking for, douchey in 2015. So, for people who don't know what I'm talking about, what's Disney Infinity? Well, it's Disney basically decided to go into gaming, Disney Interactive, and they wanted to join in the bandwagon of Toys to Life with the Skylander, with Amiibo to some extent. So with Disney Infinity, it's all Disney character that Disney own. So it's not just like Disney character. There's Pixar, Marvel. Yeah, Disney bought Marvel, as well Star Wars. It was a bidding war. I hope it was Warner Brothers, but Disney won the bidding war, according to George Lucas. Excuse me. So then they created 3.0, which is the theme of that one is Star Wars now within Disney Infinity. So I did buy the game. Of course, the game by the time I bought it, they're all discontinued. So I bought it cheap, like $9. Yeah, that's the reason, $9. And I want to give my impression about it. So first of all, I'm gonna be talking about mostly the game itself and the playset, because again, I did talk about this with the Marvel. One of the sort of a flaw to this game is the main premise of this game is like Little Big Planet. Is you design your own game. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a racing game, some 3D shooter like Thunderblade, something like that. It could be an adventure game, platform game. You name it, you have all the tools. You have to use your imagination. That's the main premise of the game. And you can use characters. I think what it also does is you can record a character to be in the game, I think, or the stage. It's kind of confusing. So that's basically what the main premise. I mean, heck, they even have a premise. You build your own Disney house interior. That's what they call it, interior infinity, which is you just put a bunch of room, you create your own house. I mean, there you go. But there are also an in-game premise of the game. However, in order to play the game, you're gonna need a clear plastic playset. That's what they call it, the Disney Infinity playset. And it depends what version you're doing. You can only play a certain one. So since 3.0 is basically the same as Star Wars, you can only play the Star Wars playset plus other ones. The other one included with down also I think was Pixar's Finding Dory and Pixar Inside Out. That was it. I mean, granted, it was the original plan in 2016, I think. Yeah, I think that's when the end was 2016. Was that they're gonna is it 2016? I don't remember. I do apologize. I can't remember the history a bit. But they were supposed to expand it to 3.5. Disney Infinity 3.5 with more play set, more features. But of course, you know what happened. We're going to have a lot of new characters like Doctor Strange, Spider-Gwen, premium version of Mickey and Donald. Heck, they were going to do a Goofy, so you have your trio, Mickey, Donald, and Goofy. Even one playset based on World 1 and Moana. But of course, you know what happened. And I did explain it, and the reason is same reason still this one is because you have to use the play set in order to play the game, and you can't really mix and match with the playset. However, there is one expansion that you could, but I'll explain that later. So again, Disney Infinity 3.0, like I said, is a Disney theme but it's also mostly about Star Wars. So you get actually three main Star Wars playsets. There's one based on the prequel, there's one based on the original trilogy, and then of course one's based on episode 7, The Force Awakening. I have tried 2 out of the 3 yet. Only reason is backlog. See what I went there? I did. The first one I played was the original one because that's one of my favorite. I guess sort of a favorite one. Better than the trilogy. I know I'm those people. The trilogy wasn't bad in my opinion, but that's a different story. Played it. You kind of see me. Also did a tribute to Carrie Fisher. God bless your soul. You know, man, I miss Star Wars. Man, you can't have Star Wars without her. But you know what happened. Anyway, I did a tribute about her, and you kind of see what I was playing. So it is the same premise as in Marvel superhero, which is some sort of like I'm gonna go open world and you find mission and then you just do them. I mean they're not that bad. Again, it is just like Skylander. The difference Skylander is sort of a dungeon crawler, not in the way like Chocobo Dungeon, but you know much easier one. But it's an open world. Again, it's not bad. It's the same deal. It's just Star Wars. There were a lot of improvements with the game from the Marvel superhero, which is one player token, or in this one they call it champion coin, which is you just have to find one, and you find that you get to play that particular figure on that playset. So say if you find a young Obi-Wan Kenobi in the original playset, the New Hope, then you can play Obi-Wan Kenobi, a young Obi-Wan Kenobi, and yet there are some special dialogue, but you have to find it first. That's how it works. But the best part is that it's easier because you just need to find one. In the Marvel superhero version, you have to find 10 just to complete it. And what it does is it basically expands the playset, and you get more mission. And when you're doing that, you do more feat. And spoiler here for Xbox owner or PS4, feet is where you build up your trophy. Some of the trophy basically is get 100 feet, 150 feet, 200 feet. Feet basically their in-game achievement. That's how it is. There's also certain achievement that you don't have to do those feet, but mostly is get 200, 300, and that's how you get your achievements or trophy. So, is it better than the Marvel superhero? I think they're the same to some extent in the mechanic, but the power up and finding the characters are much easier. The power up much simpler than the Marvel. The Marvel superhero, it was very very convoluted, like a big grid. The 3.0 they simplified it. It's good. Is it better than 2.0? Like I said, based on the mechanics, based on the hub, then yes. But gameplay wise, it's exactly the same thing. Heck, even the tutorial is just much better now. Again, it's a Star Wars theme, they add new stuff, it's the same thing. And so, that part is already good. So, I did mention that one of the biggest problems with this one is that it depends on what playset you use, you can only use certain character. However, what 3.0 actually did, they actually have 2 new expansion that's basically based on not even a franchise. That's what a good thing about it. I bought them because they were cheap. They were like $10. Well, they were originally $20. That's the MSRP. I bought them, I think, under $10. Yay, because they're discontinued. Good to expand again if you want to play it. Again, it's a fun game, but it's not something that, oh, I gotta collect them all. I can tell you that much. Not really a Disney fan, but the game is fun. So there are 2 ones. Excuse me. In 2.0, there were actually something like that. They call it toy box games. I think that's what they call it in the 2.0. And there are 2 versions of it, total of 4. But because there's 2 SKU, there's the Marvel superhero SKU, and there's the Disney SKU. They have to separate again for license issue. So, but the best part is when you go Marvel superhero, you can use any Marvel superhero on those small game. In the Disney one, you can only do, then you can play all the Disney you have. So if you say you bought 2.0 the Marvel superhero, you get a tower defense, which is based on Thor, Defend of Asgard, I think that's what they call it. And the other one is Escape from Time King. It's based on Guardian of the Galaxy. You're in prison and you escape. All right. So the other one that the tower defense, the Asgard game, Defend of Asgard, it's a tower defense game. The other one is the dungeon crawler that's based on Skylanders. I mean, it's fun. I mean, mine is fun. Beat up bad guys, get experience points. It's not that bad. Same goes with the Disney. There's a Disney version which is Stitch, which is basically you're in the beach, and same thing as the tower defense. And then the other one is based on Pixar Brave. Good movie, but I prefer Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah, I did watch it. Or let me put it this way: it's a little bit side story. I rather watch Shrek than Brave. Oh yeah, I went there. So, but anyway, back to my story. Brave is basically you get cake and defeat Demon Bear, and then you go give the cake to the grandma, some evil witch lady. I forgot I did watch the movie, but like I said, so that's their Disney version of a dungeon crawler. So with that, 3.0 actually has that. So there's two expansions, but it's way different. The first one I'm going to be talking about first is the Disney Infinity 3.0 Speedway track. So yeah, it's Disney Infinity version of Mario Kart 8. Unfortunately, really not that good. I'm sorry to say, if you're going to compare it to Mario Kart 8, you know you're going to go to Mario Kart 8. Try Crash Bandicoot Racing, try Diddy Kong Racing, Disney Infinity, heck, even Skylander Supercharger, Mario Kart 8 all the way. I'm sorry. But with that said, yeah, you have that for Disney. And the best part with that one is you can use any Disney Infinity character. Doesn't matter which is Marvel, Star Wars, heck, Disney. You can use any character you want in any vehicle you want. That's the best. So basically, it's a mixed IP. And the best part with the Disney Infinity Speedway is that there is a little trick there. One of the feed will tell you. So you say, okay, well, do I choose a car? Well, there's your standard, basically, race card. I think it's based on a Disney ride. Just I can't remember. But you can also choose some already there, like they already have some base one. Like they have the Wreck-It Ralph card, there's some bike from Marvel. There's also Disney. I can't remember. But yeah, do they have different attributes? From what I heard, the thing about this game is it's not so much like Mario Kart. Like a lot of it doesn't matter what character you choose and what vehicle. Like, I don't think they have any attributes. From what I could be wrong. Someone can just tell me. But the whole point really is just you want to see your Disney figure racing against other Disney figure with different combination with cars. So I did say that there's a hidden trick to the game. One of the feed tells you to basically import a car from a hexagon disk. Yes. So I did mention this on 2.0. There are there are certain things you can use to enhance your gameplay, your toy box, and that is you can summon vehicles, props, and yeah, vehicle and props, and even heck, change the background to you want, save it, and put it online. Well, now you can't, but for a while you can. So there are hexagon with basically vehicle props. There's one, the one I have. I have one from based on the Muppet Show, the music band. I got a Agent Coulson red car, Spider-Man shield bike. Heck, you can even use General Grievous' drone car or that weird buzzsaw car. Yeah, so that's a lot of that's basically that people didn't know that's one of the little tidbit. Like, well, because the hexagon design you can stack them up. The expansion doesn't look like it. When you look at the bottom, it's flat. But the thing is, you can stack up the vehicle, and on top of it, you can put the speedway tracks, and you can summon that vehicle, and it's fun. Again, there's an advantage, not so much. It's just basically, you quote unquote, you just want to look. Well, I hate to say this word, so do apologize. Pippin. There you go. So that's what Speedway is. But from that, this is the improved version of what I'm talking about, the dungeon crawler of the Marvel Escape in the Guardian of the Galaxy game and the dungeon crawler Brave game. Let's just say that. And they call it Villain Takeover Box. So it is the same mechanic, what it is. The premise is that a lot of Disney characters join together, and then you got Syndrome, he's the bad guy. And then there's, from what I heard, it's 8 long levels. There are long levels. So it is the same premise, like I said, on those the one in 2.0, but just much better because the better part is that you can, just like the Speedway track, you can use any Disney Infinity figure, use any power disc to enhance it. So you can have like Darth Vader, then you can use. I'm just gonna let's see. Okay, I'm gonna use White Panther's helper and oh shoot, Black Adam. You know what? I forgot what the power disc is. But the point is, you can use any power disc, any character, and they're just boom. Because from what I heard is that you can use any figure, any power disc, any combination. You can use a Star Wars figure to a Marvel power disc to a Disney power disc. You can use two at a time. There you go. So you basically banding together, and that's one of the biggest complaints that you ever said was in Disney Infinity was that you couldn't really mix and match. You can't put a Star Wars in the Marvel playset. You can't put Mickey Mouse on the Star Wars playset, and I think it's because of a license issue. I mean, 4.0 was going to basically do that from what I heard, but of course you know what happened. So it is a lot better than the 2.0 version because, I mean, the game is simple, but the point really is it's supposed to be like a relaxing game. It's a kid's game. It's just relaxing. You don't have to think. No strategy if you're an adult. Trust me. It's just you hack and slash with your favorite character. Say if you have your favorite Darth Vader, hack and slash some pirates in Pirates of the Caribbean because each stage has a theme. And the replay value there is not really about finishing the game, but using different characters, leveling them up, and beating them. It's a mindless beat 'em up dungeon crawler. I mean, it's fun for me. Good to kill time if you don't wanna think like RPG strategy, sports game. Like heck, like I said, you don't really need to think a lot about this game. That's what it is. Go around, reach the end, beat the bad guy with any figure you want. There you go. So with that, that's what 3.0 is. Like sadder to say that there wasn't going to be a 3.5 because like they said they were going to expand it. Then 4.0 in supposed to be 2017, that was gone. So just like to point out, should you really buy this game? If you want a mindless fun, yeah, that's fine. But you do gotta keep in mind that this is a discontinued one. Nobody's supporting it. You're just buying it because it's fun, and there you go. Excuse me. But the question is that, well, if it's not really, they're not supporting it, why do you support it? Why do you continue buying the stuff? Well, unless you like just fun game, quick, mindless fun, especially good with children, this is it. Now the figures were cheap. They're getting rid of them. Walmart has some cheap ones. Target, well, not really Target. Target, they got rid of it. From what I heard, they sold it back. Walmart, they still have some. GameStop, to some extent. Toys R Us, from what I heard, they still have some. They're just trying to get rid of it. But again, it's a market, it's fun, good with, if you have kids, it's good with it. That's really it. But if you say I want to support them so they'll continue, no, heck, even Skyland to some extent, they made an announcement that they're not going to do a new game, rather an expansion to Imaginator. I don't know what it is. We'll just have to wait and see. And of course, Amiibo plays a different way, and it's Nintendo. Come on. So, you can't really compare Nintendo the way they did it. But again, so this is Infinity 3.0. Good game, but again, unless you have throwaway money and you want to play with your kids and that you're well aware that it's a discontinued product, then go for it. You can buy it cheap. But if you're thinking, oh man, I gotta support this or they'll build, no, they're done. They're done. But like I said, there's a benefit, a better benefit than Skylander White Collection figure. You put the figure in, register the figure, you get experience point bonuses. So the more figure you have, the higher the experience points. I got already some that my experience point for 3.0 is 159%. So basically think about it this way. So whatever experience you get, the experience item, that's how you get experience points, times that 159%, or if you know your decimal, you know what it is. So that's really what it is. It helps you boost up your character. They'll level up faster. There is some power disc that will help you boost up faster. Sadly, one of the dumbest thing they did with 1.0 and 2.0 is that they did a blind bag just like amiibo cards, and not good. Granted, they're $5 or $2.50 each. Imagine you buy a lot of those. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. They finally shaped up with 3.0. Each one, the MSRP is $10. There you go. I bought some 3.0. They were really, really cheap. So I said, oh, whatever. They're like $2 top. So you kind of get the idea there. $2 top. So in this version, would I give what score in general score would I give to all the content? The playset, the 2 expansion. I would give it a 6 out of 10. And why is that? Even so, a lot of it had improvements. The power up, the hub is better. It is sort of the same game than 2.0, and you're just using Star Wars. Is there a Marvel equivalent to 3.0? I did forget about it. Yes, there is called Marvel Battleground. It's, I hate to say it, but it's a PS4 version of Power Stone. Enough said. That's all it is to it. It's a PS4 version of Power Stone. There's a story mode, but it's just Power Stone. But again, that's why it's a 6 out of 10, because it is just the same thing. You can't mix and match. I guess it's license issue. The toy box takeover kind of helped it, but again, even though it has a replay value, it is repetitive. The Speedway, again, good, same deal. You can use any character you want, mix and match, but it's really just for design, and like there's no attribute. And of course, tutorials there to teach you how to play the game, which is good. But remember, in any Disney Infinity, the main premise of the game is you do build your own game. It's not the playset. The playset comes secondary, and that's the biggest problem. That's why it's a 6 out of 10. I would, and this 6 out of 10 has nothing to do with the online, because they have to close down the online. They can't do anything about it. They're shutting the server because, again, well, you're not supporting the game. Why support the server? Second, Disney Interactive Games or Disney Interactive, I think they're no more, because the whole point that they even exist is they want to build their own game. But I don't know, they still exist, but as licensor, they just license game. I remember now Kingdom Hearts kind of did that. Disney Interactive and Square Enix for Kingdom Hearts. But the bottom line is, yes, they don't do games, they just license games. So yeah, that's what a 6 out of 10. So that's my impression of Disney 3.0 Star Wars theme. I'm recording it May the 4th. That's why it's May the 4th be with you, because I'm a Star Wars fan. Kind of just makes sense overall. So with that,